Hey guys, LadyLibertyStacker here. I am back for another video. This is my March sales results. And what you're looking at here, I'm going to back it up a little bit here, is my eBay sale starting in December. Now December, I was just kind of playing around thinking, am I going to do this or am I not? Am I going to really go look for a full-time job, or am I going to really see if I can make this thing work? Well, for starters, I need something very flexible. I've got a flexible schedule. I've got a mother that she's in good health, but she needs assistance on just various things. She drives me crazy at times, but she needs assistance with her electronics, sometimes with her finances, and sometimes with health appointments, but she is in good health. And my husband likes to go here and there, and you can't do that with a full-time job. You can't be asking for time off all the time. And I thought, you know what? I'm really going to see if I can make this work. I only have about 2.5 years to go where I can actually start collecting on my IRA. And then after that, I have probably another 2-3 years where I can collect for early Social Security. So I'm kind of, I'm getting up there. But, I have a lot in savings, and I'll be able to make the savings last longer if I can do well with my eBay sales without having to work a regular job. It can be done. People are very successful at it. The ones that are successful are hustlers. And those that get out there and actually work it actually do well. Now, my business model is going to be, as I go along, buy higher quality, higher dollar amount items. So I don't want to be shipping out 20 items a day or 10 items a day and having to list 50 items a day. You're like a rat on a treadmill or a hamster on a wheel when you do that. I don't want to do that. That's just insanity. For me, I want it to be fun. I want to sell higher quality items. And if I sell 3 to 5 a day, that I can very, very easily manage that. Because if you sell that many a day, and you're making $30 to $50 an item, or $30, $40 an item, that will give me a nice retirement income. And you have to replace what you sell. So not only are you selling that and packing it up and listing it, you have to go out and replace with new items. And I think in time, as I train my eye to recognize higher valued items in several niche categories, not just one, but maybe 5 to 10 and maybe more. I don't want to spread out too thin because you're not going to be an expert in any of them. I want to at least feel like I know what I'm doing in the categories that I concentrate on. So as I go along, I'll be focusing on higher prices per items, but in the sales you're going to see today, I accepted a best offer, even if it were a little bit lower, just to get my sales figures up so I can get in the game. But what you're looking at here is my dabbling for eBay. Didn't sell a whole lot in December. Just put a few things up. Found a couple of stuffed animals, that kind of thing in December. And I'm thinking, I can do this. I would like to do this. In January, I sold 11 items. And I was really having a rough time sourcing, going through the thrift stores, looking up every single item I'd come across, and, just starting out knowing practically nothing, especially in apparel. And it is a learning curve. There's a steep learning curve. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And once you've looked something up, you run into it again in the future, you don't even waste your time on it. I don't shop at Walmart for clothing, never have. But it was interesting. I was at a thrift store one day, and I found a George polo shirt, and I had no idea that George is a Walmart brand. Another reseller was in the store at the same time, and we were having a conversation. He goes, "Oh, that's a Walmart brand. They don't get anything." So you got to start out where the retail is quite a bit higher, so it has resale value, and you want to get it for cheap. Make an equity purchase so you can flip it. But anyway, what you're looking at is my number of sales in December, January, and February. It really went up, and in March, I had that many sales, 36 sales in March. Now, March was a challenging month for me. March was Holy Week. I'm in the choir. We had rehearsals. We had to be up at church all the time. I had a lot going on, and I hustled my butt off. And yeah, I sold some lower priced items, but I wanted to get my sales in there and get my listings in there and just learn as I went along. So you can see here, my average price per item in January is high. That's because I had a big sale. I'll get into that one in the future. And then that was something that was listed before, so that kind of skews my results. February is really true to form. It's $409. I sold 20 items, so my average sale price was $20 per item. So, and then I'm not sure what it's going to look like for March. Hopefully it's going to be about the same or maybe a little more. But anyway, this is what we're looking at for, try to get the camera positioned here, and I'm not going to go through all of these. I don't have the kind of time. I'll go through them quickly, and then I'll elaborate on anything that was a score, so to speak, or higher profit item for me, and we'll go from there. So the first item is a digital watch. I got these on closeouts at my local grocery store. And got to put this tripod up so we can see. There we go. And I paid 99 cents for it. So after fees and shipping, I listed them for $8.97. I sold about 4 of these so far. I've got 4 left. I made about $6, all from one listing and a total of an $8 investment. I've already got my money back on them after the sale of 1.2. So I've got a few left. But those are always nice. I also had purchased some white watches at the same time. They didn't move at all. Nobody was looking at them. And because I kept my receipt, I could take them back to the store and get my money back. I figured I didn't want to hang on to them. They're not going to sell. And sure enough, after a couple of weeks of sitting in the store, they still had tons of the white watches left, and all of these were gone. So it's kind of interesting, but you can do, and they call that retail arbitrage, but that's just an efficient use of my time. Not a high profit item, but something you can do easily. You can pack it and ship it out quickly, and I get about $6 per item on that. Next was kind of the same deal, but I paid a little bit more for these. I didn't make quite as much money. I bought 2 of them, paid $4.99 plus tax, and I sold them for about $23 shipped a piece. The other one a little bit lower. My profit on these were probably $5 to $8, somewhere in there. But again, I'm trying to get my sales figures up, so it's not going to matter as much, once I have my sales, kind of my pipeline going. Next up is an Nra shirt. I paid, I think, 50 cents for it. Sold it for, I took a best offer of 16 on this plus shipping. So $22 shipped, which a lot of resellers on eBay sell clothing and they sell free shipping. You still have to, no matter what way it works, I find for me it works to price it a little bit less or price it more, take a lower best offer, have them pay the shipping. It just, for me, it works out better that way. The next item is a Liberty magazine, old magazine. Sold it for a best offer of 12. Usually I get my full asking price on that, but he gave me a glowing review, so we're good. This is from 1943. It was a weekly magazine. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these. I do have a few more on my store. Got these at the barn sale, paid $3 for it. This was my best score, I think, of the month, one of the best scores of the month. These are ladies, big star, very small, 27 long, live boot, jean stretch. They're embellished. They have that big white stitching on them. Seems to sell really well. There it is. I didn't have a picture of the back pockets, but these were really awesome jeans. I paid $4.31 for them, and I got $44.99 plus shipping. I got my full asking price. They sold within a couple of days. The funny thing was, I bought these back in, I think, the end of January, and I sat on them for a month thinking, I just didn't like to list jeans. I've got quite a few now listed. It's just a learning curve. There's, a process you go through to list them, taking measurements, taking the photos. I take 12 photos per item. I try to. It just protects you better for items not as described cases. You don't want those. But that was a nice flip. Next up is a puzzle, Titanic, new, sealed in the box. Didn't make a killing on this, made a few bucks on it. but somebody from Europe, I think, bought this, or England. I can't remember. People may have some history on this thing. You know, it's a White Star line from Ireland. I think it was Ireland that it started. I don't remember now. This was a $1 investment. My thrift store was trying to get rid of these. A weatherproof men's jacket. Took a best offer of 16 plus 7. And that was a nice little flip. And yeah, that was a nice, easy windbreaker. Not a whole lot. I did throw it through the washing machine. I do wash most of my clothes. If they smell like thrift store or they just have any dirt on them, I just feel better if I wash them. I line dry them. I use scent-free detergent, and I use a scent-free dryer sheets on my clothes, and I haven't had any issue. A lot of people with allergies and skin sensitivities, and I just take that out of the equation. I put that right in my listings. Next up, that was a nice score. Paid $2 for these brand new 501 button-fly men's jeans. They sold for $32.99 plus shipping, and my full asking price. So I got that at a thrift shop that's kind of like an estate sale. They have some nice stuff in there, so that was a nice score there. Typical Stafford shirt, bread and butter sales. Nothing to write home about. Next is a pair of women's Angels jeans. They were embellished. They were large, size 22, plus size. I got them for $1. My local Goodwill was having a tag sale, and I picked those up at the end of a day, and I walked out, I think, with a pair of jeans and a snow globe. And snow globe is still listed, but the jeans sold within a matter of 5 days, I think, of listing them. T-shirt, Cavalier Championship T-shirt, $8 plus shipping, no big deal. Holy Bible, sold 2 of these, paid $1 each. They each sold for $26. One sold for $26 shipped. Guy went back and forth with me a few times. He really wanted to buy it. Turned out he was a pastor, and I let him have it for free shipping. And then the other Bible, I got my full asking price plus shipping. And believe it or not, I got excellent feedback from both buyers. $1 investment. This is a leather-bound, red letter edition, King James 1611 Bible. And I'm familiar with a lot of different kinds of Bibles based on my background, so I feel confident selling these. I didn't quite know what price to put on it. I didn't want to gouge people, so I put a fair market value on them. I probably could have put more, but I don't want to gouge people when it comes to this stuff. I mean, you know, I just, if it's got some value, you don't want to undersell yourself, but you certainly don't want to gouge anybody. But those were 2 nice sales there. And I've been looking for more of those, and I haven't been able to find any quite like that. And next one was a librarian, a first-class librarian mug for 50 cents. It sold for 10 plus shipping, and that was a nice sale. I haven't bought any more mugs lately, simply because they sit for too long, and I'll buy mugs if they have a name on them or something like that. Then you know they will sell eventually to the right buyer. This is an Orvis men's patchwear shirt. I thought it was pretty cool. I think I paid $2 for it, or $1.80. At my local thrift store, got a full $24.98 plus shipping for it. I had turned down 2 lowball offers. I think somebody tried to offer me $12 for it. Come on, folks. You know, whatever. I just declined it and said the comps were higher. I'd be willing to accept a higher offer. I never heard another word, so there you go. I just held out, got my price. Orvis sells very well, especially the larger sizes. Very quality brand. Button-down collar on a casual shirt. Very nice. Still had the extra buttons. So those do well all day long. Orvis does not sell well for women. But generally speaking, men's clothes sell for more than women's in general. And I think I'm probably gonna... I feel more comfortable with men's clothes, so I'll probably go after more of them than women's. And less return rate. Here's my second Bible that I sold. 2 of those. Piano workbook, got that at a estate sale for 50 cents. That sat too long. Took, I think, 90 days to sell. Too long. Paid $3 at a flea market last year for that bottle. Sold for almost $30 plus shipping. Beautiful bottle. So far, no news is good news from the buyer. And pair of jeans, $18.97 plus shipping. Men's Levi's, $5.50. Here's another pair, almost $20 plus shipping. Men's Levi's, $5.69 dark wash. Dark wash seems to be selling right now, so when I find a pair of dark wash in good condition, I will pick them up. And I'd get my jeans anywhere from, generally speaking, $2.50 to about $3.90. I either use a coupon or get them on half off day, that kind of thing. So anyhow. Next up is Levi's 512. Again, a bread and butter item. Got, I think, $16.99 plus the shipping on those. Joseph A. Bank tie. Paid $1.33 for my ties. And it took a best offer of $16 plus shipping. I got a good review on it. You don't want to gouge people, guys. So if the offer is reasonable, I take the offer. Because trust me, I won't. I put the offer, I put the price up there a little bit higher because you know that a lot of people are going to give you less. So you want to get what you want to get. So you have to put your price a little bit higher. But you want to make sure that if they do pay your full asking price, that they'll want to pay that it's worth that. So that's a fine line. And the more you do eBay, the more you get to know what those prices should be. You just have a gut feel. Next up, bread and butter shirt. This is the return shirt that came back to me all damaged. You saw videos on that. I fought that and won. It did go into my seller defect rate, and I had to fight eBay to get that. Let me see if I can... let me see. Go back to that. Okay, here's my dashboard. That took my defects up to 2. To be a top-rated seller, you have to have 3 or less. That wasn't my fault. I did nothing wrong, so I will fight those guys. If you let the buyer get away with that, when you're not in the wrong, you need the wiggle room here. You really, really do. And yeah, I made a mistake, and one of my items had a defect on it. I disclosed it to the buyer. The buyer wanted to cancel the order. I didn't have any issue with that, but I didn't realize at the time that it was going to go against me. And there it is. It will fall off in August. It was last August. It was a coin. So, no big deal. But anyway, so I fought that. I got my stats back to perfect. You're on eBay long enough, you're going to have things happen, but you don't want a defect to count against you when it shouldn't count against you. And I'm real close to getting top-rated seller. These figures have to be in line, and your returns don't really matter, and you're going to have higher returns when you deal with clothing. But I did want to point that out. So back to this item here. I have it relisted. I soaked it in OxyClean, rewashed it, remeasured it, and put it back up. And I think it cost me less than the shipping cost to my total out of pocket, less than the initial shipping cost on this shirt, plus the cost of the shirt, which I don't care because I have it relisted. So I haven't lost anything on this other than the shipping to the buyer, which is just, part of doing business. Next up is a Brooks Brothers pre-owned shirt, all white shirt, but notice there it's got a dry cleaning tag. I was able to price it a little higher than the typical shirt, but Brooks Brothers sells well. Dry cleaned shirt in good condition sells well. So I think he paid I don't know if it was the best offer, if he paid the whole thing. He might have paid the whole thing. I don't remember, but I got a glowing review, made a nice return on that. I think I spent $2 at my local thrift store for that on their tag sale day. A t-shirt, no big deal. Jeans, you've seen that before. Let's see, Ralph Lauren, got a nice, I think I took a best offer out of that at $15 plus shipping. It turned out to be about $20 shipped. And I folded it real nice, long sleeve. That's a green label. I don't know if you can see it in there. Ralph Lauren, it's a green label. Doesn't quite sell as well as Polo Ralph Lauren, the blue or black labels, but it does okay. Then the next is Levi's boot cut jeans. Again, bread and butter item. Bottle, paid $1 for it. Cleaned it out. Got $10 plus shipping for it and a good review from the buyer. It was a pristine bottle. and it was sitting around probably for 5 or 6 months. I was glad to have it gone. Redid the title. This one is coming back. Didn't fit the lady properly, but it's not as a item is not described. I fully described it, took pictures of it, measured it, all that stuff, but I'm going to have to examine it when it finally comes back. I don't have it yet, so I don't have to refund anything till it comes back. That's probably why I'm going to steer away from fancy ladies' clothes like this. They're pickier, more returns, and honestly, I just don't want to mess with them more than I have to. Next up is a Carrick-Dawn Irish pure wool men's sweater, made in Ireland. Had it up for $45.98, and during, the middle of the winter, probably could have gotten that. It has been up for a couple of months, though, and so finally I got it at the very last day of March, got a best offer of $35 plus shipping. I accepted it. The guy had good feedback. Beautiful sweater, beautiful buttons. So nice profit. I think I paid $2 for the sweater. And the guy was, it was the international shipping, the international global shipping program. So I love to use that program. The buyer pays the taxes, but I'm kind of glad I accepted a lower offer. I still made a nice buck on it, and he didn't have to pay as high because he has to pay extra taxes and fees because he's out of the country. Promotional marketing, Cleveland Indians Wahoo hat from a bank. I listed it on the listing. People don't care. I still listed it for $12.99 and got it plus shipping. People love their sports stuff. Another bread and butter shirt. Chief Wahoo, $20 shipped on this one. Extra large. Got a good review on this. I took a best offer a little bit low. I think it ended up being about $20 shipped. And this one is not the best one in my stock. It was in very good condition, though, but didn't have the market value of some of the other ones do. And but yeah, they're very collectible. Here's my big bottle, 20-inch bottle, Canadian Club whiskey, man cave bottle. I bought it at a barn sale last November. I don't know if you guys remember this. Made in Italy from 1951. Anyway. So shipped that out, and the buyer received it probably by the end of March. And there it is. Finally glad to have that out of my inventory. I won't be buying one that big again. Got $30 plus shipping roughly for it. So I probably doubled my money on it, more than double. I made about $25 on it, something like that. A Woolrich, now defunct manufacturer, a ladies cardigan, beautiful sweater, paid $2 for it. She gave me, I took a best offer, so it ended up being about $22 shipped, something like that. And let me see, these don't go in the right order. Oops, I got out of it. Well, that's good enough, guys. You've generally seen what I have here. And let me see if I can get that back. I guess my favorite sale of the month, or I like the Bibles, but these jeans, made over $50 shipped on those, so that was a score. And got those at my local Salvation Army. And when I went in the day before the tag sale, I saw them. I thought, ooh, these could be valuable. I hid them, went back the next day, found them, picked them up, and sat on them for a month before I listed them. They sold in a day or two. Unbelievable. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm making progress. This month started out a little slow, but so far I've got 5 sales. So that's almost 1 per day. Again, I'm focusing on higher quality items. It's going to take some time, though, before I train my eye and I find the right places to source those items. So stay tuned for more videos like this. Give it a thumb up if you like. Leave a comment below. Go make it a great day or a weekend. And I'll catch you next time.